Hey, it's Meg, and welcome to Meg Talks a Lot. So, I haven't been here in a while because I've been kind of revamping the show a little bit. When Kyle was here, I didn't like the episode that we chose very much. And I realized that Signs of a Psychopath does not include a lot of details. And I'm a very detail-oriented person, so I need all the deets. So, now I'm going to be watching longer shows. I'm going to do a variety of different episodes from a variety of different shows. And we're going to break it up into 2 parts. So you're going to have to come back next week to finish this episode because I need you to come back. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I've already gotten as high as your hopes, and we're going to puff past the evidence because we're going to do Evil Lives Here. Alright? This show is really good. I do recommend. There's not reenactments that overpower the show, and I like it a lot. As far as the episode that we're doing, I don't remember. Season 17, episode 10. Duh, it's the newest season, and it was the last episode that just aired. I have not seen it yet, so let's go ahead and get into it, okay? Let's go. And, of course, skip the intro, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Skip that shit.
This is a picture of me getting ready for graduation, my senior pictures, and it wasn't long after the graduation, a few months, that I had started seeing Tracy. I was 18 going on 19.
You wanna come
It
up here,
seems
Bubba?
like a lifetime ago. And looking back at it now, I wish that I could be this person again. I had plans. I wanted to be a paralegal, and that was my goal.
Whew.
But I didn't make it that far. Instead, I met Tracy.
We already know where I'm going, okay? I feel horrible, but them teeth was horrible. Yeah. So, we're assuming this story's about her because it looks like she's got a lot of scarring on her face, so I'm scared.
So, he definitely changed my life.
Oh, Tracy's a man.
It was almost the end of my life. When I first met Tracy, it was all new. Everything was just giddy, and when you first get with somebody, it's like a brand new thing.
Okay, they have reenactments, but they're not bad actor reenactments where they're dialoguing, okay? Okay, let me just lay that out.
We could not have been more different. I mean, the bad guy persona and then the church-going girl, that's what we were. Normally I would have gone for someone like Tracy, but there was something that drew me to him. It's just like he didn't care what anybody else thought. Tracy's attitude should have turned me off. But for some reason in my mind, I guess I thought I could change this guy.
That's how it always is, sister. And his attitude doesn't turn you off because you like the bad boys. I grew up liking the bad boys too. Now, that shit. Oops.
He'll change. But the more I did that, the worse he got. I mean, it was bad. was a tornado ready to happen.
The delusion that women have.
When Tracy and I first started dating, we would go to different places, to the movies, whatever. But then on the weekends, he would always have some excuse. Can I see this weekend? I can't go out on the weekends. And I'm thinking, what's up with the weekends? Why not on the weekends? And he would always say, well, I gotta do something for my mom or something. My mom needs help with the other kids. And so I realized he wasn't doing things for his mom because I seen his mom. So when I caught him in a lie, that's when he finally had to confess. Why can't you tell me the truth? You told me that he was in jail.
God damn. Oh, look, Major's out of the blanket today, guys. Girl, he was in jail on the weekends. I know what that is. It's, Yep. I've known people that have had to go to jail on the weekends. It's like Friday through Sunday. Like if you work on Friday, as soon as you get off work, you drive to jail, and then you get out Sunday morning. That's weird. I mean, hey, it works. It works. But, yeah.
Over the weekend,
I've been doing time down at the station by the library.
he had broken into newspaper stands, stolen money out of that, supposedly to pay his rent. His sentence was 30 weekends that he had to do and report in on Fridays and stay till Monday morning. Was I upset that he did all this? Yes. Was I?
Monday morning. Okay, Monday morning. Dang. 30 weekends though? What the fuck? Bro. Heck no. You got me all the way.
Upset that he lied to me even more? Was I disappointed that I chose someone like that? In myself, yeah. But a heart wants what it wants.
She was eager for him to meet her parents? Why? He crazy, girl. I need to braid my hair or something. I do not like feeling a bun on my neck when I'm like leaning my head against something. So this hair gotta go into a braid or something. Okay, that's better. Oh, it's so much better. I don't know why she wanted him to meet her parents. Hopefully her parents are like people that can read other people. And they really clock him or something. I don't know.
When I first introduced Tracy to my parents, that was an experience. Because I told Mom and Dad, I said, if you just meet him, you might like him. Thinking Tracy would behave.
Wait, they already didn't like him. She must have been telling them shit. Oops. Sorry. So she was confiding in her parents about the relationship. Obviously, because she's only 18 at the time. And they already don't like him. Goodness.
But instead, he didn't care. Every time my dad would bring up something, Tracy would argue with him, try to have the last word.
Narcissist.
And Tracy would swear up and down my dad was wrong about it. just to say he was right, my dad was wrong. It was painful to watch, but then it angered me because I'm thinking, Tracy, shut up. This is not the way it's supposed to go. Respect my dad.
No, you're wrong.
And after a while, my dad forbid me to see Tracy.
I want him out of here. Now!
And I was like, no. I'm 18 years old. You're not going to forbid me to see him.
I mean, as a teenager, I get it.
Out of there, you know. And that's what I did. I left. Changed my life forever. Today, when I think back, it hurts that I chose Tracy over my parents. Because now my...
What? I tend to grind my teeth sometimes, so just ignore that. Anyways. She left with him. And that was probably the last time she saw her dad. Oh my God. My heart.
Dad's gone. If I could have taken that back, I would have done it a different way. It was the fact that I guess they couldn't see that he could change, and they were right. He didn't change.
Oh, hell.
I got angry at him. Very angry. I go out to get my car out in the parking lot. He comes out there to meet me.
Melanie!
No! Get away from me!
My mindset was, I want to go out of here, get out of this parking lot, just get away from him. Just, you know, I can't deal with it anymore right now. So he stands in front of my car, and I told him, I said, move now.
Get out of my way!
And then that's when he came over to the driver's side, opened the door, and slammed that door. The glass went everywhere. It was in my car, it was on the parking lot, it was everywhere. It was with such force. It sent a chill down my spine. I thought, what am I doing?
That should have been it. Out. You go, girl. Scheiße. Ooh. That was a cough. That was a big hit. That was a big hit, and now I'm out of my drink. I've been at it all night with a cold drink and a tall guy. I'm fading. No, I just gotta fight. So we had to take a little break because the dogs were hungry and they was whining. You know Zoe when she's hungry. So anyways, we're gonna get back into it. On the break, I got Higher Than Your Hopes. I may have still been hitting it. So yeah, let's get back into it. Let's figure out what's going on.
He can break a car window just by shutting the door. Open your eyes. If he's gonna break my windows, what else is he gonna do?
Ew.
This picture's hard to look at.
Yeah, girl, he looked like a psychopath. She flipping him off with that finger right there. She said, I'm looking at your face right now.
picture of Tracy. I don't see what the person years ago I fell in love with. I see evil. I just see evil. It's really hard to look at. Because all I could think of was why. Why did I choose him?
His eyes literally look black.
I married Tracy thinking I could have the relationship my parents have. And I thought that I could have that with Tracy, believe it or not.
After? After he broke your window? Bitch, you're crazy. If somebody took it that far, I'm outie. I'm outie.
With the rocky road we already had. But that's the reason I married him, thinking we could have that too. I still felt like I could change it. But the more I tried, the more it just got worse and worse and worse.
They have a kid? Oh, shit.
He was always getting, out of jail somehow for everything he did. Everything. Getting slapped on the wrist. I thought, okay, things will change. We'll have a baby. That'll really change Tracy.
Kids do not fix the problem. 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 I just wanted to burn that. Burn that in your brain. Because somebody should have burnt it in hers. But she had nobody. Not a soul looking out for her. Looking out for her.
He knew he was going back to jail. So he told me he had packed up the car and we were fleeing the state. So he wouldn't have to go to court.
Okay, I really wonder what goes through people's heads. So, if you're watching this and you've ever run from the cops, please tell me why you thought that was the smartest thing to do. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that is the dumbest to do. Why make the situation worse for yourself? Like, take a second and think. Just take a second and think. Lord help us all. I got a burp. Ooh, excuse me. I see all the pulp from the lemonade in this. I'm outie. Okay.
Which meant I was going to have to leave my family just after I had my daughter.
Wait, she had family? I'm so confused. She said she left, like she didn't talk to her dad after that. I'm confused.
I think this is the first time I almost wanted to hate him. Well, my mom is frantic. She gets the police to put an APB out for us. She doesn't know what's happened. She, I didn't get a chance to tell anybody. And,
Good for her mama. So her parents were still in her life. That makes me happy. Obviously, you were scared for you and your daughter, but at the same time, like, I'm glad you have your baby girl. Precious. But this man is psycho. Like, I would have left and gone and stayed with my parents the moment I found out I was pregnant.
I was scared for my daughter. I was scared for me. Because I didn't know what was going to happen next. And I'm thinking, does he not want to change it all? Or does he not care that now he's a father? Is there anything that will change this man?
No!
Well, after 8 days, I told him, I said, either you bring me back to Kentucky, or I'm going by myself.
He only
So
cares
he
about
agreed to
himself.
come back. When we came back, my daughter was probably 10 days old. Tracy was located, and it wasn't long after he had gotten arrested, he got bonded out. He promised us for he would change, and I wanted to make the relationship work so bad I could see the danger ahead.
How many fresh starts do you want?
One day we were arguing because he had just lost his job.
They had it out for me. I didn't do anything wrong.
Clearly, you did.
I was ready to go to work, and he wasn't through arguing. And I was done. I didn't want to argue no more. And he was still arguing with me, and I didn't want to hear it.
What did you just say?
What do you want me to do about it?
And I was grabbing for the door to go out. That's when he shoved me.
Girl, please.
My arm turned, and it broke. It hurt really bad. You know, I heard my bones snap. And I thought, you know, what has he just done? What has he just done? And I was like, get away from me. You know, I think you broke my arm. I heard something snap. He probably thought if I went to the hospital that he would get in trouble. And I'm like, Tracy, I'm hurt. Let me go to the hospital. Well, if you go to the hospital, tell him you fell.
Just stick to the story.
So by the time I got to the hospital, after my triage, I ended up telling them that I fell downstairs. I protected Tracy. Now he's hit me. Now it's getting abusive. And in this stage of our relationship, I started getting scared. I was too scared to leave.
Girl, you just started getting scared? What the fuck? So he slammed the car door so hard it broke your door window. He keeps going back to jail. Like, he has shown you time and time again why you should be scared of him. But this, you just not. Girl, help us all.
I felt a prisoner again. A prisoner to the relationship.
At that
I felt
point,
like Tracy thought if he could put the fear of being scared of him into me, that I would stay with him. And he succeeded. So,
okay, I'm really...
when I started working this job, this guy kept coming to work. I knew his name because he was a brother of an employee. And he started crushing on me.
Oh, shit.
He would show up, time to close, and just linger around.
Melanie.
He don't know who her husband is? He don't know who her husband is? He don't know her husband crazy? Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot.
And he gave me the creeps shortly. Things started getting pretty dicey. I started feeling on edge with this guy that was showing up at work. Things started to escalate from there.
Also, yeah, what the what the like, who just goes to your job and watches you? That's weird. That is weird. I didn't clock that for a second. But now I do. So not only does she have an abusive husband, does she got a stalker? This poor girl. I am like mind blown.
What I mean by that is, he would ask me out, I'd tell him no. He'd ask me out, I'd tell him no. So this was just a daily thing, all the time. And I'm thinking, I do not need this. And, I'm trying to raise my daughter. I'm trying to get through what's left of my marriage. I'm trying to, just have a normal day at work without this guy hanging around all the time. After trying to carry this burden by myself, I decided that I was going to discuss the stalking with Tracy.
Let's go. Car's running.
Girl, what? I would have told the cops before I told him. He gonna go murder somebody.
Wait. He just shrugged his shoulders. Like, no big deal. It didn't seem to bother Tracy about the stalking at all.
Just kidding. I take it back. Whoop. That was a rewind. We can rewind that. I take it back. He's a loser. I forgot he's a narcissist. He only gives a shit about himself.
It did bother me a lot because I wanted him to have some kind of feeling towards me of protection. He had no emotion. Like, it was like, oh well. Deal with it. Was I disappointed? Yes. Was I hurt? Yes. Was I surprised? No.
Shocker.
I always felt like I was being followed everywhere. Basically, I would go home, the next day, it would start all over again. So finally, I had to have him thrown out of the store because he would not leave.
I would have had him thrown out a long time ago. About time.
At the time that all this was going on, I was on edge a lot. It was just like jumpy all the time, jumpy. And with good cause.
Mm-hmm.
And little did I know, things were just going to start to get worse. One night we came home from cookout from his mom's house. And then that's when we discovered.
I literally thought this whole thing was about her husband. Maybe it is. Maybe it still is. I think it is. But this stalker thing is wild. Like, it's throwing me for a whole loop. Because what?
The screens had been cut. When we got a closer look after discovering the screens had been cut, we also discovered that the window had been caulked shut. When we saw the screens, Tracy is nonchalant. Like, we have a daughter in this house, what are they going to do next? And nothing was coming from him, and I couldn't understand that at all.
Yeah, well, he didn't give a about himself either, I guess. And the only reason someone would caulk your window shut, is to trap you inside. Is there going to be a fight? Oh, I'm scared and nervous.
He never offered to scrape the caulking off, get a new screen for the window. Nothing.
Are we surprised?
We thought that somebody had done it from the outside because that's the way it appeared. And, you know, for somebody to come and do that to your property is scary.
Well, you can't caulk the window from the inside. So they had to be outside.
I'm thinking the stalker had to have done this just to get back at me for having the cops called on him. So we go in the house and I'm just feeling kind of jittery by this time. And then I happened to look up and there was no lights on the smoke detector.
Ding, ding, ding.
And I'm like, okay, the screens are good, windows been cocked shut, now the smoke detector's not working. So I look at it, only to discover the smoke detector wires have been cut. After someone had cut my smoke detector wires, my mind went directly to the stalker. He had been in my house. It shook me to my core knowing somebody was in my home doing things like cut smoke detector wires.
Yeah, girl. The fuck? I would've called the cops right then and there. Like,
I decided I have to do something for my protection and my daughter's. When I had decided to take the stalker to court.
anyways, that is the end of part 1 of the episode. So we have no idea what is going to happen, but I still feel like there's going to be a fire. Do they get rid of the caulk? Do they scrape the caulk off the window? Do they get new smoke detectors? Does she? Because clearly he don't give a fuck. So we will find out next week what happens. We're gonna have to get higher than our hopes next week and puff past more evidence to figure out who did what did who died, who's alive. Clearly she's alive, but looks like she survived something terrible. So we'll find out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next week.